Amber Josephine Leo.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Next question. What is FX official fan color?
Oh, you right here.
Yeah, Christina!
Next question. What was Amber's debut EP called? Right there, you ready?
Beats feel needed? Beautiful?
What's unique about Amber's mango allergy?
Moving on. Which high school did Amber attend? Right here to the house. Let's go with someone right here.
El Camino High School. El Camino Real High School.
What year did Amber debut in FX? Correct.
What are the names of Amber's two current pets? I think I saw the person with the gray hat in the back jump up first. With the vest. Vest or gray vest, sweater, gray hat.
Jack and Tuna?
That is correct. And that's all the trivia questions we got for you tonight. Thank you all for participating. Poet?
Yeah, Christina!
Please raise your hand to you.
I'm really sorry. 1 second, can I get my sister to
so I'm just gonna be like kind of random, going back and forth. But what's up? Same. But for those who don't know who I am, my name's Amber Lou. I'm in a group called FX. I sing and dance and I act dumb for a living. It's fun. But yeah, and I'm a cringy YouTuber. The student board prepared like a Q&A and stuff, and I know you guys are going to ask me questions, but before we get into that, I kind of want to take some time to just kind of talk with you guys, if that's okay. Oh my gosh. And by the way, I tend to kind of like rant a lot, so that's why I have my notes in front of me. I think this whole engagement's gonna just be me like yelling at you. We'll figure it out, right? But yeah. So you guys are in college. How is it? Is it? I never went to college, so I envy a lot of you. I'm not missing much. Okay, I got you. Okay, alright, I got you. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, I did grow up in Cali, so I do have a slight Valley accent. I have these little like hand motions, so don't think I'm like spazzing or anything. But I guess the first thing I want to ask you guys, I guess in your minds you can answer in your minds, is just some food for thought that I wanted to just share with all you, and I kind of wanted to just share my opinions and I guess my thought process of me. The engagement's called the function of Amber, right? So the way to function. But my big question to you guys is, what is success to you, and what is happiness to you? And it's a dance. I know I got to you really fast. But it's a really important question. I just kind of want to take this time to, challenge yourselves. You guys are in college. You guys are studying your majors and whatever you college people do. And you guys are gonna go on this journey, and then you're gonna step into reality, or a lot of you guys are already in reality with student loans and whatnot. And you guys are learning about responsibilities. So, think about that. Like, what is happiness to you? What is success to you? And the reason why I say that is, I think society gives us this really weird standard, like this is what success is, and I think that's very different for everybody. And I think everybody's ambitions, everybody's skill sets, everybody's mindsets are very different. So keep that in your head. And when I went to Korea at 15, yeah, I'm a little crazy. It was great. I thought maybe singing and dancing, doing what I'm doing now would make me happy. And well, yeah, that's gonna be great. I'm on stage and I'm with all these fans, and I'm very thankful for that experience, and I'm still experiencing that, which I thank you guys for. Is it okay for me to walk around? Yeah. Sorry, I'm really kind of making this happen.
Live your best life.
Back on topic, sorry. But I always felt like something was really missing, and I think I spent the last around 6 years just trying to figure out what that missing thing was. And I was just like, what am I doing with my life? I have so many things to be thankful for. I have great fans, I have a great career, I have loving family and great friends, but it just wasn't like, something was just really missing. So I came up with, I guess, 7 things? 7 things, yeah, 7 things that I guess, if it could help you, please take notes if you want, if you go to college. I don't know, right on this phone or something, I don't know. But I came up with 7 things that I think I've come up with so far on this journey to kind of find who I am and, I guess, pursue what I want to pursue. So, number 1. Number one. Number one, you don't need to please everybody. And I'm pretty sure you guys all know this. There's a lot of people, we all come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different skill sets. There's really no point in pleasing everybody. Like my sister, my sister right here, Jackie, say hi. We can't stand being in the same room for more than 10 minutes. So, don't be so hard on yourself. And there's no need for you to get everybody to like you. You're gonna meet different people, you're gonna clash with your best friends, you're gonna just be thrown into the world, because we have the internet now, everybody has an opinion. So, no need for that. Number two is English is very hard to make. Sorry, number two is not everything has to be, oh my gosh, yeah, English is very hard today. Sorry. You don't need to compete constantly over everything. And number one, the reason why is just because it's just like it's gonna drain you, you know. It's great to have ambitions, it's great to have goals, but to constantly top somebody else or compare yourself to somebody for what they have and what you don't have, it's really, really draining, and it's gonna drive you nuts. And, you know, be realistic, I guess, in that case, you know. And, you know, you gotta enjoy things. So that segues to my third point, which is, you don't need to keep looking at the benefits of a situation. And what that means is, my analogy that I give is, when you're going on a jog, who likes jogging? Why don't you guys like jogging? Jogging is fun. Okay. Well, for those of you who like jogging, for those of you who don't like jogging, you guys will obviously understand this. When you're on a jog, you're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, when is it over? Oh, I just want to get back home and, you know, binge and watch Netflix, right? But if you start that jog and you just kind of just dreading the whole thing, well, when am I gonna get to point A to point B? You miss out on a lot. And what I mean by that is you could have appreciated the trees, the sky, the fresh air. So whatever you're doing, enjoy that process. And don't only look, okay, just because I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this. So enjoy the process of all that. And then number four is to be careful with fame, money, and power. Sorry, I got really deep in there. These three things are you guys are in college right now, you guys are going to graduate, you guys already have jobs, right? You guys are going to go up, and you're going to go into ranks, and you're going to, you know, these three things are going to come with wherever you go. And the reason why I say be careful with fame, money, power is that it's unavoidable. You know, you're going to make a living, you're going to meet a lot of people, and then you're going to get to a certain status where you can dictate and do certain things. And one thing that I was hurt, when I got hurt, what I was most hurt by was I see a lot of passionate, smart, hardworking people, and because of one of these three things, or all three of these things, they just fall into horrible habits. They lose a lot of relationships. They just lose themselves. And I think the challenge is that when these three unavoidable things come, is how do you utilize it, and how do you make what you want into a reality without it overwhelming you? So keep that in mind. Number 5 is to not only work hard, but work smart. Anybody can work hard. You're gonna stay up all night writing that essay, doing shifts, but it's like digging a hole with chopsticks. You know, anybody can do that. I can work really hard and dig a hole with chopsticks, but that's why the smart factor comes in. how are you going to utilize your time? How are you going to divide up your time, and how are you going to use it to your benefit? Like working out, you're not going to constantly work out your chest muscles like every single day. You just have really big chests, which I do. Thank you. You got ADD, sorry. Yeah, like with working out, you're gonna work on, you have a chest day, you have a leg day, then you have a back day, you're gonna have then your rest days, and then you also have to have a good diet. So you have to work smart in these situations, and you're gonna constantly learn and gonna keep building up that, I guess, lifestyle vocabulary as you go on. My 6th point is to help one another. That's a no-brainer. We're all peoples of different backgrounds, different races, different cultures, different religions. We have to learn how to function together. And I think what's so beautiful about society is that you're going to have your accountants, you're going to have managers, you're going to have students, you're going to have teachers, and everybody needs to work together to create a team, to create a community. So what I see a lot in society is that when we have our differences, we tend to push each other away, and we tend to bring each other down or something like that. That's not cool. So help somebody. When someone falls down, what do? You pull them up, right? So do it. And I definitely know that when I was in a really, really bad place, if I didn't have a person to pull me up, I wouldn't be where I am today. So you can always make a difference. And my last and final point before Q&A is to listen and to communicate with each other. Again, we're all different, and society tells us when we express emotions and when we express vulnerability, it makes you less of a person. It's very embarrassing, And I think when we take that chance to express our emotions and our vulnerability, we actually learn more about each other. So take the time to listen. And there's a time when I felt like really alone. I was in a really dark place, and after a lot of thought, I just decided to open up to one of my friends, and they didn't judge me. They didn't say anything. They didn't bash my character. They just listened. And I think that we also need to, as a society, open up ourselves with our minds, but most importantly with an open heart to each other, because we need each other to function. So I know this is a really cliche list, but they're very, very important aspects of our life, and I think we tend to forget about as we go more deeper into society. So hope this list helps you out, and thank you guys for listening to me rant.
Thank you, Amber, for that wonderful introduction. Please get another round of applause.
Thank you so much for coming out again. Give it up for Amber for a wonderful. So, what made you want to come out to speak to your college audience tonight?
Well, you guys wanted to listen. Well, I don't know. I just thought it would be cool. I never done something like this, and challenging myself, and hopefully that whoever's you guys listening out there, I hope you have some good food for thought when you go back home, and hope good luck on your finals and whatnot. Now I'm awkward. Great.
And then, so you're back and forth from
This time I just flew in this morning. So, yeah, from Korea. And then I just been coming back and forth here and there. So,
yeah. What is the purpose of you being in LA right now, or to travel?
well, to see you guys, number one. And then, this is such a weird. Who made this? This is Alana.
UCI, that's why.
Okay, Riverside's cool. I always thought this meant like, what do you call this? What's the matter with you? Also, like, wait, this is like the Asian version of it, so, yeah.
No one does the big hearts.
Yeah, this is so like 3 years ago. What times, y'all?
Yeah. So what's the purpose of you traveling back and forth? Why
Well, I want to spend more time with family, so yeah, that's what my sister's here. I did not pay you to be here. See you at home.
Do you have any like cool spots or hangout places you went to over now?
Boba. I already had boba today. I had boba twice today because of somebody like Bo. Man, he wanted boba twice today. I was all like, girl.
These are like boba recommendations. There's not a lot in Riverside.
Really?
We have to drive kind of far to
Yeah, I got
get
it.
boba.
I thought Riverside was near the OC. I was so wrong. But half and half. You guys know that there's like. Gotta get your punch cards. We gotta get the punch cards. And then there's what do you call it? Chatsu. I went there right after Disneyland. I was very happy. But then the car ride home was really bad because I needed to pee constantly.
What's your favorite flavor?
Is that Thai tea? Like lemony, honey, green tea type of thing, the bobbers. Yes. And you gotta get the herbal jelly. And you gotta get the IU, which is like grass jelly. Lemon jelly. Great stuff.
Healthier options for sure. Yeah. So we know that you have many solo acts. It's been very frequent, right? And so we know that you came out with a new song with Luna.
It was fun. It was very like me and Luna's doing her musical right now. Oh my gosh, that musical is so good.
Whoa, yeah, great!
Last Kiss, and it's about some like Austrian like prince illness. So crazy, it was really cool. Anyways, yeah, sorry, ADD again. Yeah, she's doing her musical, so she was like, she volunteered me to direct the video. I was like, wait, what? She was like we were just like chatting in the car, and she's like, yeah, I want you to direct. I'm like, oh, okay. And then my manager calls. He's like, hey, yeah, so you're gonna direct the video, and then this is the budget, and this is what you need to do. And I'm like, okay, so this is happening. So yeah, we were doing that, and then yeah, I was having fun because I had time, and I was just doing a lot of video stuff at that time. So it was like I was in the flow. But then she was doing her musical, and she would like come at like 12 a.m. to practice to like 3, and then 3 a.m. and then she would go to the musical the next day. So yeah, I felt like a manager because I was like coordinating scheduling. I was calling people. I was like, hey, does this time work? They're like, no, we can't do this time. So yeah, a lot more technicalities that went into that.
So you directed the whole music video from start to finish.
Yeah, and then we had a lot of options for the songs, so they might come out later.
Is Insinuating a comeback soon?
So SN's telephone number, we'll put up there's their Twitter and leader thoughts. Oh yeah, we're just always prepping. Like I'm always just trying to prep what I can, and then yeah, just doing stuff. It's not like we're not sitting on our butt. We're doing stuff. So hopefully it comes out. We just want it to be ready. So.
But going back to your collab with Luna, could you show us one of the, I guess, iconic dance moves?
Yes.
Okay. You can teach someone from the audience. Maybe?
The funniest thing about the choreography was when I went to the choreographer, I was all like, hey, so this is my vision. There's 3 drops in this, and I want you to choreograph all 3 of them differently, in different styles. And she was like, okay. And then on the first draft, I kind of felt like a little flat face when I said this. I was like, hey, can you make it harder? So, and I'm like, and I don't want those like, you know, the K-pop like point dances? And I'm like, none of that. I want everything intricate, like no right, left, right, left, right. None of that. I was like, just do left, right, and then do like, and then take me to Antarctica or something. So, I don't know, like there's, the only like thing I can, there's like a lot of house, I actually don't even remember. Like, hold on. I don't remember. I'm like, dance monkey dance. Wait, hold on. No, that's a different one. I don't remember. We learned it in 2 days, so I don't really remember. Wait, hold on. No, why did I say that? Sorry, I don't really play a song. I actually don't remember it. Because we just literally learned it, shot it the next day, and then we just forgot about it. Was it?
Does anyone from the audience know?
Does anybody know it?
Eddie!
No? I don't want to put you on the spot. You don't want to do it.
She doesn't know it. You can make something up, Eddie!
No, what I feel really bad about is like, just to be real with you guys, like I feel like the fans know things better than we do because I really don't remember a lot of things. I remember when we were doing our concert back in 2016, I think. Yeah, 2016-ish. I didn't remember anything. Yeah, but it just takes time to. Yeah, sorry guys, I really don't remember it. It's gonna take you like 5 minutes just staring at me doing like.
But do you have, so are you planning to release more solo albums? Do you have a plan to maybe release a rap album?
I mentioned it on Twitter a couple times, and I don't know if people, like, it's like, I just do it because I feel like it, but I have a mixtape coming out soon. Yeah, soon, very soon. What was it? What's the date? Maybe within the month.
Exclusive.
Well, I just wanted to do something fun, so yeah, just me and my friends just wanted to do something like total passion project. We don't care about anything. We just want to experiment. We just did what we could. So I think it'd be fun. A little snippet, maybe. Wait, which song? All the songs are so different. Hold on. Would you love me? It feels like 3 billion years, and I can't change the fact that. Oh, sorry, I don't even remember the name. Yeah, sorry. You guys put me on the spot. I don't remember anything. But I actually have mentioned it, all the song titles on one of my friends' videos, subliminally, so figure that out.
Do you have any artists that you would love to collab with, either here or in Korea or anywhere in the
Do you guys
world?
know Day 6? So, I met up with Jay. Yeah, so I met up with him recently for something, wink wink. I felt really bad because like I know their like first song and that was it. And I was like, and a couple other like Yeposa and like You're Beautiful, like some songs like that, right? And I was like, I don't really know his music, so I started listening to it, and dude, it's been like on my playlist for like the past like 2 weeks. Woo! So, Day 6. Jay from Day 6. Jay from Day 6. Yeah, there's one with Jay Hyung, sorry. Jay Hyung from Day 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, recommend you listen to Day 6. That like.
But speaking of music, do you have any genres or artists that you personally love and listen to? what is some of the music that gets you pumped in the morning or something, or through workouts or dinner time?
And dinner time. Recently I've been listening to Day 6. Yes! Well, always like a good comfort zone is like Blink-182, Sum 48. Really old stuff, like the new stuff is good too. What else have I been listening to?
Any K-pop groups or artists that you're into these days?
Oh, we all love BTS. Other than I actually haven't listened to BTS's recent thing. I feel so bad. Sorry. What have I been listening to? I actually have been kind of out of touch with K-pop these days. Because I'm the type of person, I listen to like a lot of the old stuff that I listen to, and I don't really like. I explore new stuff, but then I'm just like kind of like going back to the old stuff. So, like old school Shiny. I was listening to their one of one album. That was really good. Where's
DBSK, I heard that.
yeah, DBSK is always a really good comfort zone. And I don't know if you guys like Flights to the Sky, old school Flights to the Sky.
They're very aware of.
You guys are very good. Good. I didn't know these girls. Not like the idol K-pop, like other K-pop is what I started listening to Korean music through not idol music. So when people ask me like, oh, so how'd you get to Korean music? I'm like, I liked this one ballad group. And they're like, oh wow, you like ballads? I'm like, yeah, I love ballads. So
Yeah. They're always nice to revisit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then another question is how did you get yourself into being in the entertainment industry? Like, how did your parents feel about it, and what was like the?
I was casted in K-Town. I was casted in K-Town and then did an audition process, got in. My dad was really against it. He it's not like the ideal typical Asian like household thinking like entertainment, why? Because I was on the right track to go to a good school and everything, but my mom was extremely supportive. So she was just like, do what your heart tells you. Right? So I'm all like, oh my god, I love my mom, she's so cute. So like, Amber, whatever you do, you need to love it. There's one life, YOLO. Well, not YOLO. But she says something similar to YOLO. But yeah, my dad, he's come around a little bit. He's just like, because, being in entertainment, it is really risky. And, luckily our group did take off very, very fast. So, very fortunate, very thankful for that, and very blessed. So, yeah, just.
They must be really proud to see you on TV and all that. How do they?
I think they're at a point where like, when are you gonna come home? Yeah.
Away from them.
Yeah, I'm away from them a lot, and so one thing that I kind of like really tried to make a goal was, I think I need more family time and more friend time. So, working is great, but like I said before, work. You need to work smart and work-life balance. So yeah.
Did you always want to become a singer?
I didn't think it was possible until
Why do you say that?
well, because like when the opportunity came, like obviously when you grow up, you're like, yeah, I want to be a singer. You're not gonna like very little percent of people can really make it to quote unquote the top and whatnot. And I think that's again what we see, but. Just, if whoever wants to get into entertainment, you don't always have to be that top 1% to be successful in the industry. Like I said, that's why I said, what is success to you? Because there's a lot of working actors, there's, people in my sister worked at a radio station, she was in entertainment, there's a lot of different ways to be involved in the industry. So whoever's interested in that, you don't always have to be that 1%. Don't let that discourage you. That's just like, the I want to say lucky, that's not the right word, but, that there's I don't even know how to say this. English is very hard today. But just it's a fun industry. So yeah.
And then we all know that you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah!
Thank you.
And so what made you want to create a channel?
I legitimately felt that, you know, I've been on TV a lot, and I think that it's really fun, but I think there's a whole different side that you can't get on TV that for certain artists. So I really wanted to, I guess, just take that into my own hands. You know, I wanted to make something that was just like so real. Just, you know, there's no script, there's no like weird, you know, I want to say manipulated, like no like weird fakeness or whatever.
It's just raw.
I think it's very raw.
Original.
Sorry, not fakeness, but it's like, man, I can't find the right words today. Yeah.
Don't
It's a little bit more raw and personal. I want it to be personal because I also felt that there was a lot of things that I wanted to talk about and that I wanted to share with people that people were very curious about, that, and there was no platform to do it. So, you know, if you guys are interested in my really weird life, you know, you may check out my YouTube channel. I know it's not for everyone, so, but it's
Check it out. I think it's really fun.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I do a lot of weird things, and my sense of humor is very, very, like, at a third grade level. So, well, I'm actually really glad people like it. So, yeah, thank you guys, whoever watched it.
And what is it like to create the content? Because you always have to direct it from start to bottom.
Yeah.
And where do you get the ideas from? Your inspiration?
I'm just very spontaneous. A lot of things were very spontaneous, and I do have a lot of friends who did YouTube, so they're just like, all the audience wants is basically you to be you, and I was like, wait, yeah, that's what I want from the channels that I subscribe to. Oh, that makes sense. So, yeah, I always forget how much goes into making videos, and it's not an easy process. You have to cut everything. You have to make sure you get all the shots that you want, or make sure that everything flows together, or you just have this really weird transition, which is basically 80% of my videos because I never think ahead. But it's also, I just love having infinite space to create whatever I want, and even the whole chest. Have you guys seen my chest?
It was so funny.
Yeah, even
happened to begin with.
Even something like that, that's something that I've wanted to make for years because I've just seen it. But then, again, that's the reason why I wanted to make my YouTube, is just because I just wanted to just fire back at people the way I wanted to. Because I'm not I'm not always giggly and bubbly. I'm very actually pessimistic a lot. I'm just but I wanted to, be creative and see how I could, use that against them, and a lot of
respond in a positive way.
Yeah, and a lot of you see a lot of hate comment videos, and it's wow, there's something very satisfying with firing back at people, because these people are just putting up these mindless comments because they're just behind a screen. But dude, say that to my face. So I think it's everything. Every video is different. Every day is different. Every concept is different. So it's a challenge, and it's really fun. And especially especially when I get the opportunity to just collab with my friends who aren't celebrities, who are just who just have really great ideas. It's really fun, and just doing our thing, And I think that's something that, again, I want to show people who, have followed me and who know me for so long, that they can have this little, this is Amber's Weird Land. Welcome. You are never going to leave.
Speaking of collaboration, I know that you also worked with BuzzFeed and Superfruit on YouTube too. So it's pretty cool. How did it feel to be reached out?
I love the internet community because it's very supportive. It's just we're just trying to support each other on what we can do for each other. Wow, that was a really weird structured sentence. But even with me working with Superfruit, it was totally just Scott, one of the members, just DM'd me on Twitter. He's like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And it was just like that. There's no like, "Oh, hi, my name is Scott. I'm from Pentatonics, and I do this, and we have a YouTube channel that does this." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, you're cool. Let's do something." And it's just very organic. And when BuzzFeed also approached me, it was actually through another friend, and it's very just like chill, and the atmosphere is really different when, we just want realness and chill stuff.
Do you have any favorite videos that you've created? Your personal favorites? Or?
Do you guys know Amber Roches? Do you know who that girl is? Amber Roches? She's my alter ego. No, she's not my alter ego. She's another person. She says, "Oh, I love her so much." I am from the Valley, and A1A, yeah. Woo. Not you San Gabriel people. That is not the Valley. My girl. But when people like hear me speak, they don't think that I'm from the Valley. Like, no, like I'm from the Valley. Like I talk like this, and I'm really excited. I start talking like this. And so like, if people like think like, "Oh, Amber, you're not feminine," like, girl, you don't even know. I don't know. I guess people thought it was really funny, so I was like, might as well just make something with this and kind of pay homage to my roots, and also make fun of people who are actually like that in the world. So yeah, just take it step by step. I actually don't even know what I'm doing half the time, so learning along the way.
And we also kind of want to get more insight into the K-pop industry and what that's actually like, and any challenging or rewarding aspects of working in that industry.
Well, one thing that I really love about K-pop is once you're kind of thrown into it, you're kind of opened up to the whole world, just because K-pop has that reach right now, especially because of the internet. And so like I've traveled to like Japan, China, I went to Malaysia, Singapore. I went to all these different countries, and you just get to experience a lot of cultures that are very, very different, that are right next to a certain country. Because like I guess in the States, like I don't know, just me personally, I feel like it's kind of similar in a certain way. Except New York, people walk too fast there. And they have really cold weather. No one likes that too. And how like you get exposed to different languages. So big encouragement for all of you to travel, please. Traveling is really, really cool, and you kind of get out of that bubble. So how kind of music can speak to someone even though they don't understand it. Because I was one of those people. I'm pretty sure you guys are those people too. Like, I'm like Chinese. I don't understand any Korean. I just like this song because it just has this emotion. It speaks to you. And so, like, K-pop is cool.
Could you talk to us about like the different cultural differences that you've experienced in Korea and the direction that they're heading?
How specific do you want me to be? I can be very general with this. It's just, is there a certain aspect you would want me to?
It could be in regards to like gender conformity.
Okay, so you want to go there? Yeah. The way I felt it, like when I first went to Korea, definitely there was like gender roles are very, very, I guess, a lot more black and white there, because there is a standard of beauty, which is that's their culture, which I try to learn to respect. But as when I debuted, that was one of the goals that my I guess direction for me English is so hard today. Sorry guys. For the persona that they wanted to push for me was, because they knew that there were a lot of more androgynous girls out there. Why? Because there's a lot of feminine guys out there as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, and as the years went by, me trying to, just do me, there's a lot more girls out there who have shorter hair, who are just like, yeah, we love you for who you are, and it's slowly changing, and like there's a whole feminist movement out there now. So I think one I guess really very off the bat, really common thing that I definitely do feel is, age is very big in Asian culture. So, but now that I'm older, it's been 10 years, guys. I've been out for 10 years. It's a decade. It's a lot of you kind of see how like it's really interesting. Like wow, back then, it's that difference that you see, and it's very interesting. So it's slowly changing. I just definitely, again, because of the internet, I think slowly, I in my assumption, in the future, I think everything's just gonna be this one big culture, kind of, like, that, like, one super race? I don't know, what do you call that? Like everybody mixes together? I don't know, I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens when you, like, kind of drift off into YouTube, and you kind of go to the dark side, and kind of start analyzing, like, what is the future going to be like Black Mirror? We're all terrified, aren't we? Sorry, ADD, but yeah, one thing I definitely do see, there's a big change in gender conformities and what people see, because especially with my chest video, the video about finding my chest, a lot of people, that actually blew up more in Korea than, I guess, in the States. And I was very, very surprised because I just saw a stream of like Korean comments saying like, oh my gosh, wow, yeah, I don't like it when people judge me because I have to look a certain way. And yeah, if guys, a lot of guys can act very feminine, why can't girls act a little bit more masculine? So, baby steps. And I think America, like a couple years back, was very similar too. So I think everybody's kind of like, everybody's thinking the same thing. I think it's just up to us to kind of talk about these issues.
Which is cool that you kind of show these and kind of bring awareness to your channel through the platforms that you have. And now we'll probably do student Q&A. So we'll bring our hosts